Cardiac cycle. The cardiac cycle is the performance of the human heart from the beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of the next. It consists of two periods, one during which the heart muscles relaxes and refills with the blood, called diastolic, following a period of robust contraction and pumping of blood, mm, called systole. After emptying, the heart immediately relaxes and expands to receive another influx of blood, returning from the lungs and other system of the body. Before again contracting to pump blood to the lungs and those system, a normally performing heart must be fully expanded before it can efficiently pump again. Assuming a healthy heart and a typical rate of 70 to 75 beats per minute, each cardiac cycle or heartbeat takes about 0.8 seconds to complete the cycle. There are two atrial and two ventricular chambers of the heart. They are paired as the left heart and the right heart. It is the left atrium with the left ventricle, the right atrium with the right ventricle, and they work in concern to repeat the cardiac cycle continuously. At the start of the cycle, during the ventricular diastole, early the heart relaxes and expands while receiving blood into the both ventricles to the both atria. Then near the end of the ventricular diastole, let the two atria begin to contract, and each atrium pumps blood into the ventricle below it. During ventricular systole, the ventricles are contracting and vigorously pulsing or ejecting two separated blood supplies from the heart, one to the lungs and one to the other body organs and systems, while the two atria are relaxed. This precise coordination ensures that blood is efficiently collected and circulated throughout the body. The mitral and tricuspid valves, also known as the arterioventricular or AV valves, open during the ventricular diastole to permit filling. The late in the filling period, the atria begin to contract. Atrial systole, forcing final drop of blood into the ventricles under pressure. Then promptly by electrical signal from the sinoatrial node, the ventricles start contracting, and as ventricular systole, and as back pressure against them increases, the AV valves are forced to close, which stops the blood volume in the ventricles from flowing in or out. This is known as the isovolumetric contraction stage. Due to the contraction of the systole, pressure in the ventricles rise quickly, exceeding the pressure in the trunks of the aorta and pulmonary arteries and causing the the aortic and pulmonary valves to open, which results in separated blood volume being ejected from two ventricles. This is the ejection stage of the cardiac cycle. It is depicted as the ventricular systole first phase, followed by the ventricular systole second phase. After ventricular pressure fall below the peak and below those in the trunks of the aorta and pulmonary arteries, the aortic and pulmonary valves close again. Now follow the isovolumic relaxation, during which pressure within the ventricles begin to fall significantly, and thereafter the arteria being refilled as blood returns to flow into the right atrium and into the left atrium. As the ventricles begin to relax, the mitral and tricuspid valve opens again, and the completed cycle returns to ventricular diastole and a new start. The cardiac cycle. Throughout the cardiac cycle, blood pressure increases and decreases. The movement of cardiac muscles are coordinated by a series of electrical impulses used by specialized pacemaker cells found within the sinoatrial node and the arterioventricular node. Cardiac muscle is composed of myocytes, which initiate their internal contraction without applying to external nerves, within the exception of changes in the heart rate due to metabolic demand. In an electrocardiogram, electrical systole initiates atrial systole at the POF deflection of a steady signal, and it starts contraction to systole.